Hi, I'm Aisling Curtin.
And I'm Trish Leonard.
Welcome to 5-Minute Breakouts. So today we're looking at part 2 of dealing with lack of motivation. So yesterday we looked very much at the
internal processes and the internal landscape, the things that happen within us when we are finding it hard to motivate ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And today, one thing I noticed is I don't really say absolutely that much, and for some reason looking back at these videos I say absolutely, so this is my new word. So today then we are going to look at what's going on externally. So if we were to watch a video camera of you, what would we see you doing in those moments? So if you haven't looked at part 1, we would recommend looking at that before doing this part. So in terms of then, look, if we were looking at a video camera, when we have all those unwanted thoughts, emotions and bodily sensations arising, we usually do one of 4 things. The first one is distraction. And I think I am probably the master distractor. We have been working on a website for a while, and I will seem to always find something to do to busy myself in doing that instead of doing the website. Yes,
yeah,
Trish can
there's always
concur.
a list of 100 things that are more important in the moment.
Yes, and just distraction. I'm somebody who struggled with anxiety in the past. A lot of you at home, if you struggle with anxiety, a lot of us are distractors. So kind of the do go, the keeping busy, kind of constantly going quick. There's always something happening, there's always something being done, but you can't distract without also opting out. So that'll bring us to the next thing. So do you want to cover a bit about opting out?
Yeah, so I suppose I would fall into the category of opting out when I feel overwhelmed or when there's something that I need to do that my thoughts hook me on, I can't do it, or it's too hard, or it's too difficult. I will opt out and usually shut myself away. I'll disconnect. You could probably, if you had a video camera of me, you'd probably see me either sitting in front of the TV or lying in bed, and basically shutting the world out. And it's very much the blinkered. If I shut out the world, it doesn't exist, and my problems don't exist, and I don't need to deal with them. So that's probably where it shows up for me.
Yeah, and I often think about it, it's a little bit like we've got an A game and a B game. So for me, my A game is distraction, and I think for you, your A game
is opting out.
But of course, then the B game is it ends up happening the other way around, because if you're opting out in those ways, you're distracting yourself by watching television programs or,
Absolutely, yeah. What I can't see won't hurt me. Yeah.
So we'd really encourage you to look at what are the things that you do to distract yourself. And I just very roughly describe or define distract yourself as anything you're doing in order to avoid something that you're feeling inside.
Yeah.
And then the opting out would be anything that you're avoiding doing in order to avoid something that you're feeling inside. Okay. We're going to give you a downloadable worksheet. If you go onto the Facebook group, you'll be able to access that. And then the next part is around thinking. So yesterday we looked at thoughts, which is any word or string of words, generally a judgment, evaluation or comparison. And then thinking is how you respond to those thoughts. Yeah.
So I would tend to be a ruminator.
Yeah.
So I would go over and over and over and dwell a lot.
Yeah. Does this seem familiar to anybody, that washing machine effect? Yeah. And one thing that I am is I'm a master suppressor. It's kind of like, okay, just back away, not today. I don't want to look at that. So Trish will sometimes say that's when I'm kind of, everything is like, let's just later. So suppressor, just trying to push down. I call it like the yellow Jeep trap. So if you try really hard not to think about a yellow Jeep, not if you had a yellow Jeep, not if I had a yellow Jeep or Trish had a yellow Jeep, all of a sudden all you can think about is a yellow Jeep. And I call that the yellow Jeep trap, which is around suppression.
So when people say, just don't think about it, it's not helpful and it's not workable.
Absolutely. And some other common ones are positive thinking, trying to think positively, catastrophizing. Any other main ones that you hear a lot of, Trish?
I think they're the main ones.
They're the main ones, okay. And that brings us to the last one, which is substances, self-harm, other. So substances obviously includes the things that you might expect, like alcohol or street drugs. However, it can also include things like caffeine, nicotine, sugary food. Yeah. Rarely the carrots and the broccoli.
Yeah, the battle for me at the moment is trying not to put on weight, because my go-to substance was cigarettes, nicotine. So it's very difficult not to just transplant one for another. So it's really a challenge in that way.
Yeah. That's it. And I think then the self-harm piece is absolutely anything you're doing that's harming you in the long run. So that could be avoiding people, isolating, not going to work and so forth. So we'd really encourage you to think about what is your external landscape. So when you don't feel motivated, when you're caught up in that cycle inside, what do you do or not do?
And I think that is a really helpful question. What would you look like, and what would we see if there was a video camera on you? That's a really useful way to try and think about these things.
Yeah. And as we're doing this, I think we may do a part 3 tomorrow, because there's still more
Still a lot more
that will go with this. We look forward to seeing you then. Bye.
Bye.